GSL.
Welcome back to the GSL. We saw Slayers MMA prove that he is not in a slump, taking out Violet 2-1, looking insane with his multitasking, man.
He is back where he belongs. He is back to Code S. Advances.
Yep. And up next, we're going to have a PVZ. It is going to be Creator against Curious. Now, Creator is really known for his Protoss versus Terran. We've seen a lot of PvP and a lot of PvT out of him recently, but not so much the PVZ.
Creator definitely one of those players that impressed me a lot, and also his PvZ. I've seen a few of his games in online tournaments. He looked so strong. He actually played against Lenok at the Gigabyte tournament at the Invitational. He 3-0'd Lenok.
Yeah.
And Lenok was pretty tired, so the next day I met him at the studio and I talked a little bit to Lenok and I was like, hey, well, what happened yesterday? Were you tired? Was it because you didn't get enough sleep? And he looked at me, well, maybe I was tired, but to be honest with you, Creator is just so good. He's Gosu. He is way too good to handle. So I expect a lot from the Protoss player.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that as well. I want to see what type of builds he's going to show. Stylistically, Creator doesn't really lean one way or another in this matchup. He does have that new Prime jersey on, which I really like. And Curious, man, as usual, looking pretty emotionless in the booth. Looks like he is ready to rip Creator a new one.
He looks a little bit like the Hulk.
Yeah, actually, I can see that.
Not anymore, right now.
No, yeah, just a few seconds ago, yeah.
A few seconds ago,
Yeah.
the way he looked at the screen and his face, I was like, oh my god, he's jumping up and ripping his shirt apart.
He's about to rip the booth in two, man, and throw it at Creator.
He looks angry.
He does. He looks angry. He looks ready.
Don't poke Curious. It's
Don't
not gonna
poke
end
him,
well.
man. Don't. If he's in the cage, man, just look at him in awe. Don't look at him in curiosity. All right. Now we're going to go into game number one. It is Cloud Kingdom as the map. Curious up against Creator, the Battle of the Seas. Both of them coming from Code S, but only one of them will remain there after this best of three. This is the GSL Code A with Elder and Wolf.
Our first Zerg versus Protoss of the day is happening right now, with the first map being Cloud Kingdom. Starting to the top right, we have our first player. This is the Zerg in red. Starting for the StarTail team, it is
Curious.
StarTail Curious. He's like, I should just be back in Code S so I can lose in my round of 32 group again.
That was so mean. Bottom left, we have the Protoss player. A lot of people expect him to do really well here. He's starting for the Prime team in the blue. It is
Creator Prime.
You know, Curious usually dominates his Code A matches and or the up and downs and gets into Code S and loses in the round of 32. It's not really nice of me to say it like that, but before I say anything else, I want to say that we have Gas before Pool coming out for Curious. This is old. This is weird. We may see just a Speedling expand, but we may see some sort of all-in here.
ages ago, 14-14 was the build to go for in every single matchup. Then slowly, Zerg players started to figure out, well, I could go play a little bit more greedy. I can actually go and take a hatch, because what am I going to do with this early speed? I can't really do anything. My opponent's base is usually too safe to really put aggression on him. But now this is something that is definitely designed to this has a specific purpose. He can go for a one-base play. He can just try to go for a very fast tech. There are a few options that he has. Fast attack, later hatch, or relying on one base and going for maybe even a Baneling attack, depending on what exactly Creator is trying to pull here. We'll find out. Creator, on the other hand, he has the scouting information, he knows what's going on, and there we go. This is actually faster than live. Not even live text this fast.
This may be a Spinecrawler push. This could also be a Nidus network, but this is one base layer, and, well, I don't think it's going to be one hatch Mutas, but anything is possible, I suppose. This is funny because with the speed of this layer, he has to show it to Creator. There's nothing that he can. I mean, he's not hiding it.
The funniest thing about it is that right now we had all these NX players actually joining StarTale, and one of them was Live, who is known for this, and it's going to be a Spine Parlor push. That's exactly what he's going to do. How you play this is, as soon as you reach layer, you can drop creep with your Overlords, and you will do so, and then you build a few Spine Crawlers and start to push this. What Creator needs here is a forward cannon, and he also needs, as fast as possible, Stalkers. He needs ranged units, and that's something he won't have.
Yeah.
Do we have a Queen already on the way? That's what you usually do. You send a Queen over the map in order to make sure that you have a few units
He doesn't
to defend
have
this.
He doesn't have a Queen, nor has he started one. He has started speed though.
He couldn't start the Queen because it was just too fast with the tech.
And exactly, you can't do both at once. Now, this is likely he's just going to bust this wall and go into a bunch of speedlings. He's making only Zerlings right now back at home, and he's got speed on the way. He's continuing to mine gas, interestingly enough, and look at this probes coming out here, but it's not going to be enough. Even with the second Zealot here, I'm not sure if he's actually going to be able to push this back. I don't think so.
This is actually a more European style that we just see from Curious. This is a strategy that players like Bly on the European server
Yes, Bly does this quite often.
have done for a long time now. Grubby and other players were his victims. They were helpless against it because they did not know what was happening. In Korea, it is quite new. Korean players usually don't use it, and will Creator be able to defend? The Spine Crawlers, they are ready. The Baneling Nest is the follow-up. For Curious, taking a page out of the book of the European players that he might have seen.
He's trying to chrono boost out this sentry, but it's not even a chance.
No chance at all. And the Spine Crawlers, they are ready. They are so ready here to take down the forge, to take down the pylon.
This is pretty cool, man. Now a fourth cannon going up for Creator. He is in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have anything in his main base. No production, no gateway. He's relying on these units alone. He's pulling the probes. No, sorry, Creator, but that's not going to bust any of these Spine Crawlers, especially not with these Zerlings and Banelings here.
There are few things, though, that Curious could do right now. Even a follow-up to this with, for example, let's say a Nidus network would be awesome because he already has everything that he needs. And there is nothing in the main base to defend, so this is something that he could do. But here come the Banelings, and that's what he wants to do. The Banelings take down the cannons, and they take down Creator as well.
Creator is dead here. Only one Baneling in the main, but he can make more. He's got the spines that he can move with the Overlords into the main if he wants to. This one Baneling will hit everything.
Well, a Stargate, good luck.
Yeah, not a chance. Creator is out here in game one. Nice build by Curious, showing the lair, and Creator just did not respond appropriately. Like you said, he needed a more forward cannon, and he didn't know this was happening 100%, but he didn't prepare well enough for this type of potential eventuality.
I don't think that he knew what was going on here.
Definitely not.
The players on the European server, as soon as Bly used the strategy more and more against Protoss, they figured out how to counter it, but Creator apparently did not know how to do so, and therefore he dies. Early win on map number 1 with a strategy designed specifically to take down Creator. Great play by Curious here, great strategy.
I love his base, man. Like I always say, man, this guy will he will kill you and not care, man. He is like the biggest mercenary, assassin, hitman, whatever you want to call it.
He's like, don't look at me, guys, I'm just doing my job here.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a smile? Did you see that just a second ago? Was that a smile?
I don't think it was a smile. It was just a fleeting emotion.
Yeah.
Curious suppressed it. He said, no, not yet. I still have to become a GSL champion. I cannot stop. I cannot lose my focus. Map number 2 is going to be Ohana for these two players. And to lose game 1 in such a fashion is so frustrating as a Protoss. Creator's going to have to get his mind cleared up here before he plays game 2.
There are, by the way, different styles how you can play this. Sometimes we have it a little bit later with the forward queen that I mentioned. You send one of the queens across the map in order to make this work, so the queen can defend against Void Rays. It's just different timing, and so you need some anti-air. You can also play this with the hatch. That's not that common, but we've seen it. Just a forward hatch that is a little bit hidden, and then as soon as the creep spreads forward, you already have the Spine Crawlers in position. You spread the creep with not only with the hatch, but with the additional queen. And then you build queen after queen after queen. So
Yep.
you have spine crawlers and queens for transfuse, for anti-air, different styles, and this was the fastest one possible.
Yeah, the quickest one. We'll see if he does something similar on game number 2. He's chewing his gum. See if Creator can tie things up. The map is Ohana. GSL.